Hi, my name is Cindi Meyersohn. I'm president of DataRebels, and I'm here with the CEO of Data Vault Alliance, Dan Linstedt, the inventor and creator of the Data Vault solution. We are starting a roadshow, which we're excited about this fall, with the brand new CDVP 2.1 materials in the course. And so we'd like to talk to you a little bit about that and also talk about a set of questions that we get frequently from our practitioners and people in the field that are interested in Data Vault and things like this. So Dan, would you first of all just say hello, and then I'll ask the question that I've been asked several times.
Absolutely. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you, and look forward to meeting you in person if we get the chance.
Fantastic. So one of the things that you and I have often gotten questions on have to do with the cost or isolation, if you will. It seems like difficult, perhaps, to actually construct, I would say, a data warehouse in general. And so could you talk about that and then perhaps talk a bit about Data Vault with regard to that as well?
Yeah, for sure. So anything that we do is enterprise driven in the analytics space. And anytime we get into enterprise, it's going to be challenging. I won't say difficult because if we thin slice it, like my buddy Scott Ambler likes to say, if we thin slice it properly, we can deliver in an agile manner and keep the costs down and keep the team moving. A lot of times when I hear cost is spiraling out of control or it's difficult to build a data vault data warehouse, when I dig into it with the customers, what it really is about is first and foremost lack of collaboration or improper collaboration. There may be plenty of collaboration, but it's done in the wrong way or in the wrong style. And sometimes there's a lot of finger pointing, he said, she said, and other times technical teams just get stuck, and they get stuck on this idea of analysis paralysis where they they think they have to solve this problem before they can move anything forward. And occasionally that will manifest itself in, for example, I've got to load all my data to the data lake, and then I've got to define it all in the metadata catalog, and then I have to this, and then I have to that before I ever put anything on the BI platform. And that's just wrong. This shouldn't happen. So in terms of delivery cycles, cost can easily scale out of control if your teams aren't delivering, right? They're missing deadlines, or they're missing timelines, or they're not providing value to the business on an incremental fashion. And Data Vault is all about incremental, all about thin slicing, all about do it, fail hard, fast, do it again, repeatability, all of those things. That's what the patterns are for. So understanding the right way to position is the right way forward. Now that said, don't forget the teaming aspects, right? We've got the collaboration at work between the business analysts, the technical business analysts, and the team leads, whether they're scrum leads or discipline agile leads or so on. Doesn't really matter what they follow. But the collaboration between the team members and the business side really needs to be repaired and be made in such a way that it's transparent and it runs fast. Now, in terms of what we have in 2.1, I'm really excited because 2.1 sees this and addresses these issues with training curriculum. So we go into the business analyst side and we talk about ontologies and taxonomies or corporate metadata catalogs. And we talk about it in a way that it's related to user stories and how we can be more rapid in narrowing down these user stories and getting them succinct enough that they can be handed to the team and be built quickly. We talk about one-day sprints, and we talk about discipline agile delivery, and we talk about how to solve these problems, how to get the team out of analysis paralysis, and how to recognize analysis paralysis, and when to move forward, and how to split the team into multiple parallel sub-teams and keep going. So all of these things have been seen and are addressed in the 2.1 training coming forward. So the teams that go through this should be able to manage costs quite effectively.
So is it true also though, we talked about teams of people which would assume a certain level of skill. Like do we have to be magicians to do this? Like what kind of skill does it take to do something like this?
There are a number of people out there on the web, unfortunately, spreading misinformation again about this particular topic, claiming to be, I am this person and that person, and they self-proclaim these labels. Unless they're authorized trainers from Data Vault Alliance, and there's only a handful of those in the world today, then they might not know exactly what they're talking about. However, I want to be careful and I want to caution everybody, don't run away with this statement because there's a lot of smart people that we deal with all the time. We have our pro members in our forums. We have our forums that we support. There's a lot of folks out there that interact with us as students day in, day out, that have been students or working with us for 15, 20 years. So there's a lot of smart people out there that know what they're doing. So please don't take this away or take this the wrong way. But do you have to be magicians? No, we don't think so. And again, the idea that you have to be a magician or that somehow all of this is magic, really, I don't think that's true. I'm not a magician. I can't pull a rabbit out of my hat, so to speak. And I don't know how to do sleight of hand. So if I tried that, you would see all of my hands moving. You'd see the trick, right? So there's no tricks, there's no smoke, there's no mirrors, there's no magic. It's really just common sense, plain and simple common sense. And it's common sense in an applied manner. So what we do is try to find out where the wheels are stuck and grease them so that they turn properly. And we try to actually right size the wheel, and the wheel being the processes that the people, workflows that the people use, the processes that people use to build, and the architecture, as well as the automation tools to enable the team to actually produce better, faster, cheaper. We have this thing called 1-day sprints. And of course, Scott sort of doesn't like the term. He'd rather call them an iteration. Recently at our conference, he gave in to me and said, okay, we'll call them 1-day sprints, just because I've been pestering him for so long. But the whole idea is that you can do this. We've taken teams, multiple teams, you and I even, and taken them from one week deliverables down to 1 day. And I can see some heads shaking and some smoke coming out the ears of people listening here going, 1 week? How can you get 1 week? My team won't deliver in 3 months or 6 months. Well, trust me, that's where we can help you, right? So you don't have to be a magician. It can be done. It isn't that hard. And the teams that we're talking about that deliver in 1-day sprints are about 5 people, usually. They could be 10 or 15 that should deliver faster if that's the case. But that's what we mean by, taking care of business without the magic.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that, if you ask them, their sprints are maybe set to 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever, and to think to go to 1 week or much less 1 day is just kind of mind-boggling for them. So, yeah, that's an interesting aspect.
Well,
Um,
before we finish this, I
yeah.
want to put a challenge out there to everybody. It's called the 1-day sprint challenge using Data Vault. If you can do it and you have a story to tell, we might just feature you. We'd love to hear from you on this. And if you can't do it on your own, definitely let us help. And then you'll have a story to tell.
That sounds awesome. 1 day. So, how do they contact us about that?
Well, they can contact us on our website using the contact us form. That's the easiest way. They can send us an email, contact@datavaultalliance.com. That's another really easy way. They can look me up on LinkedIn. I'm not always on LinkedIn, but they can send me something on LinkedIn. And when I do log in, I'll see it. But yeah, if you want an immediate response, or they can go to datarebels.com and they can contact you. And either way, it gets to us.
I think what we're going to do is put on the website a button called Take the Challenge.
There you go. We're gonna dream up some reward for the first 10 teams that can meet the 1-day sprint challenge. We will have to review your work in order to award you, and we'll have to set some parameters around what that means. But we'd love to hear from you, especially if you're a business analyst and your team has done this or is doing this and meeting your needs in one day, we'd like to hear about it.
I love it. Take the challenge.
Take the challenge.
Thanks, Dan.
You're welcome.